Have you ever felt like you don't want to do anything? You don't feel like doing anything? Or have you ever spent a lot of time, say, playing video games, watching movies, basically being an observer of life, not an active participant in life? I think a lot about what it means to waste time. Now, if you think about it, the most precious asset, the most precious currency that we have is not money, it's not gold, it's not stocks, it's not any of these things. It's actually time. Because time is a finite resource, unlike any other resource. I mean, if you lose money, you can get money back, you can make money again. If you lose anything that you can gain again is not as finite as something that you can't ever get it back, and that's time. If you waste 5 minutes, you are not getting it back at all. You can't. It's gone forever. And if you think about it, wasting time, we shouldn't be saying you are wasting time. We should actually replace it with you are wasting your life. And I'm saying this because I remember how much time I've actually, well, I would say I did waste a lot of time on dumb shit before. But I would say I wasn't much of an idiot because I didn't waste a lot of time on dumb shit compared to most people. I would say compared to 99% of people. I remember everything I did in my 20s or even before my 20s. Well, not before my 20s, starting from the age 15, I would say. Everything I did starting from the age of 15 was, whether I knew it consciously or unconsciously, to self-improve myself, to self-improve or to improve myself. Yes, everything I did was with the intention to improve myself and to become better. Now, like I've mentioned in one of my old videos, that I was into magic. And I remember I've watched a shitload of magic shows. I've watched a lot of magic. At the time, I've watched pretty much every magic video on YouTube. Everything. I'm talking about 2008, 2009, perhaps even 2010. I've watched everything. Now, was I wasting time or was I actually learning something that I wanted to learn? Sure, I'm not a magician now, but the first thing I learned is actually the English language, which is what I'm speaking right now. If it wasn't for magic, I wouldn't be able to speak English. So I learned English and it did help me in my life. I speak an international language, which is why my YouTube channel is in English, and I can reach an international audience. I shouldn't be limited to my country, to a nationality or whatever. So when I think about it, everything I did, most of the things I did were about improving myself. And I remember a lot of my friends back in the day, they were watching anime like Naruto, like One Piece. I was actually talking with a friend of mine just a few days ago, and they sent me this meme where they say that Naruto is actually a great anime because it teaches you about friendship and the meaning of life and all these deep themes and concepts. And I believe them, to be honest, because anime has some... I've watched some animes. I've watched Hunter x Hunter when I was a kid, and I watched Attack on Titan a few years ago. And I agree that anime has great stories, and I'm all about stories. I mean, I majored in literature, and I know that stories are important. In fact, storytelling is one of the most important skills. And anime is just animations of stories, and they are good stories, so you can actually learn from them a lot of things. But I know I was talking to this friend, and he told me about this, and I told him, I remember when you guys started watching that stuff. I think I was in middle school or high school, And I remember my friends at the time, they used to tell me about these animes, and to me, I thought it's a waste of time. I didn't want to watch it. First of all, because it literally never ends. I think Naruto is still running. Same with One Piece. I have nothing against these animes, and I wouldn't watch them because it's just too long, and I don't think I have time to watch that stuff now. But that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to watch them back then. But also, I thought to myself, how is watching anime going to help me improve myself? I was in fucking middle school and high school. And this was way back before YouTube, before self-improvement was this mainstream niche on YouTube. Long before any of this shit. And also my friends couldn't verbalize how those stories are actually important, because they were just watching it for the excitement factor and for its entertainment value, and that's it. So I wouldn't say I wasted time as much as many others have wasted time. I also know a lot of people who watch pretty much every fucking movie, whether it's good or bad, and they watch this and they watch that and they watch fighting and they watch soccer and they watch everything. So basically they just waste their time. And they are not improving in any way whatsoever. So I am way better than all of these people. I've actually spent most of my time, if I'm not learning magic and if I'm not reading or watching magic, the next thing I did, and if I'm not watching something about fitness and workout, the next thing I did was, when I became interested in writing, was watching debates and conversations and discussions and reading novels, classic novels, and improving my writing and improving my debating skills and improving my speaking skills. So I wouldn't say I wasted time, but I still feel like I wasted time. And that time, the time that you waste, is never coming back. Ever. So the next time you think about doing something that is not going to add value to your life, that is not going to improve you in any aspects, whether in terms of your physique and health, or in terms of your mind and intellect, or in terms of your finance and money, why do it? Why waste? Listen, there's a difference between wasting time and between relaxing after you've done the work. I mean, if you've done the work, you deserve to relax. You deserve to. That's not wasting time. Wasting time is to indulge in your pleasures, in pleasure, without doing the work. Or indulge in it in a way that's going to cost you time that should have been spent or should have been invested in something more productive. So yes, time is the most precious, the most finite resource you have, and you should never waste it. You should never go and spend time with people who do not respect you. You should never waste your time, waste your life in events, in activities, having fun, in stuff that makes you feel bad, doesn't add any value for your life. And even worse, it actually costs you. It costs you time, it costs you your life, it costs you money, and it costs you, I would even say, psychological health or mental health. So why? You have to really be mindful and conscious about how you spend the most precious resource you have, which is your time. You have to really, because I know when we are younger, also when I was young, you don't understand the value of what you have. It's like someone who just won the lottery and they just spend money left and right. They don't know the value of that money because they didn't work for it. And so when we are young, we think we have all this time ahead of us and we spend our time recklessly. And you shouldn't, because you don't have time. I mean, I've just entered my 30s and I don't know where my 20s went. They were productive, but COVID fucks me over and took 2 years of my life, as it did for many people. Now, I didn't just sit at home doing nothing. I've actually did a lot of productive stuff. I refuse to just sit down and do nothing. I've actually learned new skills, and I've learned stuff that I didn't know before, thanks to COVID. But time goes by like this. You don't know. There's a great saying that I heard somewhere, I don't remember. It's called, the days are long, but the decades are short. I think it's from Gonzalo Lira. Rest in peace. He died recently. The days are long, but the decades are short. So you have to really be conscious about your time and how you spend it. You have to have some kind of urgency, because time is going by like this. And one day you're going to open your eyes and you're going to see that you are 50 or 60. And what have you done? Are you going to be content with how you have spent your life and your time? Are you going to be proud of your achievements? Are you going to be proud of what you have done? Those are the questions you should ask yourself now. And those are the questions that should guide how you spend your time and how you choose to behave now. That's it for today's video. See you next.